This is the Estes Goblin. I came across this kit sometime in 2018 while visiting my local hobby shop. I was intrigued by the motor's size and recovery system, as well as the projected altitude, nearly 1,400 feet, and thought it would be a really good performer that would fit my launch site constraints very well. This rocket is streamer recovery, which allowed me to fly higher performance motors in smaller launch sites without the fear of the neighboring trees colluding with the wind to eat up my rockets. I've since moved across the country to Arizona. I don't worry about the trees like I used to, but this rocket is still one of the favorites in my arsenal. I've amassed about 50 flights on this rocket so far. I like it so much, I've decided to build another one. With as many flights as this rocket has, there are a few lessons I have learned along the way, and I plan to improve with this new build. So before I go into those issues, here is the last flight this rocket had at the local RC model airplane field about a week ago. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Let me know when you got a light.
Yeah.
All right, give me a 5 count.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That thing's coming down like a missile.
Not sure if I can see it. The sun.
It's coming down fast.
Yep. I can't tell if I have it in the camera or not. Looks like it might land here in the parking lot.
No, not even close. No, the one's actually.
No, not the power lines. Oh. We got lucky on that one.
I thought I was gonna hear an explosion.
Let's assess the... Ooh, all right, so we got a broken fin, and the motor mount came loose.
Ooh, that's hot.
Yeah, this is a very common thing for this rocket.
Let me let you hold that.
Almost every time we fly it,
Whenever it breaks, you
a fin snaps. But this is the first time I've had a motor partially disengage. Interesting. So this is probably my only gripe about this rocket, is most every time I bring it out to fly, it comes down fast enough that fins snap off when it lands. So actually you can kind of tell here, on that landing, 2 fins busted. And I think that motor becoming disengaged was because of how it landed. No, that one didn't. That one broke off one of the last times we flew it.
Oh.
But as you can see, this rocket's no wimp. It flies great, but the landings are pretty tough. So in the next build, that's one of my focuses, is going to be reinforcing the fins any way that I can. So I didn't bring any CA glue with me to the field today, so it looks like this is a one and done flight for this rocket today. So as you saw, in that last flight, I had 2 fins snap off of the rocket when landing. And as I mentioned, it is very common. Nearly every time I fly it, I end up with a fin snapping off of the rocket. So you may have noticed the paint job on this rocket is different than what you saw in the flight video. When you break enough fins off of a rocket and you glue them back on, it tends to kind of look like crap. So it was due for another paint job. In fact, this is the 3rd paint job that this rocket has had in its life. Aside from the fins, I've had problems with the motor mount degrading with time. You can see the engine retaining clip is very loose within the rocket, and it's starting to allow the motor to come disengaged on landing, or partially disengaged during the ejection charge. I'm not sure which one it is yet. I've also had issues with the shock cord coming disconnected from the rocket. That's happened twice now. So with this new build, I'm planning to do whatever I can to reinforce the rocket fins, their joint to the body tube, try to prevent the motor mount from degrading as the higher number of flights take place, and also modify the recovery system so I don't have to worry about the ejection charge burning, degrading, and eventually causing my shock cord to snap and separate from the rocket. So in the next video, I'll be going through these changes in detail with you. Hopefully it's something that you can find useful for your next rocket build. Until next time.